Alright, I wanted to make this video particularly for this site that I have here, and I want to do it because I'm having a lot of issues with having to remove a lot of posts, because a lot of people, I know they just don't understand the rules. And so I'm going to try to explain the rules. I've already explained the rules pretty good and by writing them down, but I'll try to explain it to you in a video, okay? A little bit better, because I don't like to have to remove posts. I really don't, but I know I have to. And then when I remove the post, I try to explain to the person, look, don't do this because it's against the rules, and if I let you do it, then someone else. So I spend a lot of time trying to explain to people and things like that, and I know they just don't understand. So maybe I can explain it to you just a little bit. I don't know how long it's been, maybe a couple of months ago. I started this Facebook website called Let's Talk Carving. And the reason I started it is because Lynn Doty mentioned this one time about, we used to have a forum on Wood Carving Illustrated where we would just talk and ask questions and do things like that on the Wood Carving Illustrated website. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun talking, explaining, answering questions, doing things like that. Mostly experienced carvers, and having experienced carvers to help you learn things. Okay, and that's what I'm trying to create right now in what's called Let's Talk Carving, okay? And we have some wonderful experienced carvers on here. I mean, we got some of the best, and I appreciate them joining. I appreciate them being a part of this and answering questions and helping a lot of these people. But we're still getting a lot of people that are posting pictures and posting advertisements and things like that. Even though it does relate to carving, it's not the way I want this site to go. Because if it goes this way, then we're going to end up like all the other sites. And that's not what I want in this situation. So, let me explain something. When it comes to posting pictures, you can post a picture if it is to ask a question or to answer a question, okay? And I've asked a lot of trivia questions on there, and people have posted pictures, and that's okay to do that, you know, in such a way. But try to post your picture from the question, okay? Don't just post your picture alone, because it looks like, you know, you're trying to get someone to comment on it. Now, the reason I say this is because, man, there must be 8 or 9, 10 other websites on Facebook that has to do with wood carving. You can post pictures all day long on them. And that's what I don't want this site to turn into. Because if it does, then the questions will be overrun. In other words, the questions won't be asked, and people just be posting pictures and all that stuff. Now, you can't post a picture if you go, well, you post a picture and go, well, here's my question. What do you think of my carving? No, that's not going to work out, because that's not what we do. This is a question and answer period. And like I said, sometimes you have to post pictures. That's fine. That's good. But post them when it's related to a question or when you're asking one, and everything will be fine. Because, you know, I mean, some people get on the edge when it comes to that kind of stuff, and it's been brought to my attention, others. Second, no political statements, okay? We've had some people even referring to carving, or, you know, you're not going to tear anybody down or anything like that, all right? That's not what we're doing here. And I know most carvers are not like that, all right? So we're not tearing people down when they ask a question or whatever. I know some questions, the best thing to do is, if you're going to ask a question, try to scroll down and see if the question you're asking has already been answered. That way it will help you to get more answers. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't ask that question, but if you ask that question, a lot of people, if they keep answering the question over and over again, they're gonna assume that, well, you know, I don't want to answer this anymore. So you're not going to get the full extent of the people who are answering. You may get 2 or 3 people answering it, but if you go scroll down and find out where it was asked again, you may get 15 answers, you know. And I'm so lucky we have carvers that, you know, have been very patient with this, and we'll do that. So I don't want you to be afraid of asking a question, but I'm just saying, to get the best of it, sometimes scroll down a little bit and see if you can find an answer to that question that maybe somebody has asked it before, and you might get a lot more answers, in other words. Now, another thing is advertisement. Now, advertisement's a tricky thing, okay? Because when it boils down to it, it's kind of like, well, you mean I can't advertise for my website? Or no, you cannot. Because if I let people do that, then it's going to, you know, people will be doing that. Every time you turn around, they're going to be advertising for, you know, and don't put on there, well, go to this link, and then you go to that link, and this is advertising you to buy tools from these people. Now, I don't mean if you're telling someone that you want them to have a knife, you go to OCCT or Woodcraft or something like that and buy a knife. All you're doing is directing them. I'm talking about the fact that you are using this site to go to your website so that people can buy stuff from you. Okay? Now, if you have it, that's fine. If you're answering that and you have it, that's fine. But don't, you know, I think most of you know what I'm talking about there. So let's not advertise for your stuff, you know, just to advertise for your stuff. And I've had several people do this, and I've had to remove them for that. In fact, one particular man I had to completely remove from the site because of this. And so it's really simple. Most of the rules are extremely simple, but you know, no political stuff, and don't even answer in a carving way political stuff, because we don't need this. All that does is start arguments. It doesn't. Number 2, do not post pictures of your carvings if it's just for someone to comment on them. And I know a lot of you don't understand that, so I'm just telling you now, they will be removed. And if you get upset because they're removed, I'm sorry. But if we don't do that, this website, that's all it's going to be. It's not going to be all the other websites. They're going to have pictures on it and all this other stuff. Number 3, no advertising. None at all. If you're answering a question and sending somebody to a website, excuse me, I'm sorry. That's not very COVID-19, is it? Yeah. If you want to send, like I've sent some people to Heineke Wood, or I've sent some people to the Woodcraft shop where they have an OCC tools that they're looking for. That's not advertising, folks. That's just sending them to a website. But I have found several people that have tried to advertise their stuff and they'll do it on many questions. They're doing a lot of questions. So we need to keep that down, because I'm going to remove them. And some people have even wrote me and said, hey, this guy's doing this. And I go to him and say, that's exactly what they're doing. So that's all I'm saying. I don't want you to be afraid to post questions. This is what this is for. But I don't want you to get mad when I have to remove something and I try to explain to you what it is. If you get mad, well, you get mad. I'm sorry. You know, that's the way things are. But if we don't keep this Let's Talk Carving the way it is, then we're going to, you know, then you're going to lose your base, because all, you know. Now, a lot of people wonder, a lot of people get on there and supply explanations of, you know, certain things like, you know, if you carve, you should use a glove or things like that. I don't take those off most of the time, because these people are trying they're talking carving. They're trying to help you. Not everything has to be necessarily a question, okay? It can be a person helping you or something like that, okay? But don't post videos or don't post anything like that so that you can simply, you know, I had a problem with a young man that was posting his videos on YouTube just so that you go to his website so he could get subscribers. And I'm not going to do that. We're not doing that kind of stuff. I had to, you know, stop it and tell him, don't do this anymore. Because you can do it on all the other websites. A lot of people, what they do is they'll have all these carving sites set up. So when they post a video or they post a picture, it goes straight to that site. I don't want that. I don't want that here, and you don't want it here. I know. You know. Now we have had a few videos of some experienced carvers that has really helped us a lot, and I appreciate those. I do. But it's not to go to their website and, you know, glorify them. It's just to help carvers is all, and to show them some things is all it is. So that's all. So all I'm saying is the fact that I have the discretion to decide whether you're trying are you trying to teach? Or are you just trying to, you know, throw people to your website or YouTube videos or what? I don't put my YouTube videos on here. This is the only video I'm putting on here, okay? I don't put them on here because that's not what this site is for. So, you know, I don't want you to go to my site and subscribe to me and do all that kind of stuff. I want to keep this on questions and people helping carvers and teaching them things and talking about things. And like I said, even if it's not necessarily a question, if you're helping carvers learn, that's the most important thing, more than anything in the world. So I want you to understand that. If it's tips or things like that, I'm not going to jerk you off. You know, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to remove you. What I'm going to remove is people that I know are trying to lead you to their website so that you'll subscribe to them or you'll, you know, whatever. That's the main thing. So I'm not going to try to make this too long, but as the rules go, you know, we have to obey them, or this turns into the same thing everything else is. And I think most people like coming here, looking things up, and questions and answers. And we have got some great carvers that are answering questions for people, and I appreciate that so much. And I appreciate all the members. But we grew pretty quick, and we're growing very quick. So we're going to get a lot of people. In fact, it's growing so quickly that I started asking a question whenever you want to join. And that question is, are you a carver or are you interested in learning to carve? Because I know on every website, people just join things because they want to join. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're not really interested in carving, then why would you join? I'm just, you know, unless you're interested in doing it. So if they don't answer the question, then I don't approve of them being here. So it will slow down somewhat. I was just at first approving people, and I realized, wait a minute, you know, and sometimes I'd go to people's website, Facebook website, and look and see if they had any carvings on there, and a lot of them had no carvings and stuff like that. So, and I'm not saying that a person's not interested. I'm just saying the fact that I try to find out, like anybody else, like on Character Carvers or whatever, you try to find out whether the person is really interested or just wants to join a group. And that's so that it will help other carvers, so people won't just get on there and just ramble on about anything. Because this is about carving, folks. This is not about other things. And your questions must be about carving, okay? Or something related to carving. And most people have been very good about this. So I'll wrap this up, and I just wanted to throw this at you just for a minute so that we can understand the rules. And I'll try to keep reposting this so that new people coming in here will understand it. Because I'm spending a lot of time removing people, or removing things, pictures, things like that, and then having to write it out, explain to people. So maybe this video will help them more than just the written thing that they see. Okay, I want to thank all you carvers. I don't think there could be a better bunch of people than wood carvers. I'm telling you what. I've met them all over the state and stuff like that, and they're wonderful. And they're wonderful here on this site. And I think most people love it because we're restricting it to answers and questions and teaching. So, all right, well, God bless you now. Thank you all, and I'm sorry that you had to look at my ugly mug for a little while. especially on a Sunday. So God bless you now, everybody, and y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.